I want you to look at Dr. Patel. She concerned me because I had never seen her. I had never seen her in this form. I thought she was more. What is the word that I want to use about her? I thought she looked more concerned than I had ever seen her. Take a look at this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
President seeming to want to message to these two Americas, Dr. Patel, to vaccinated Americans, you're going to be all right. To unvaccinated Americans, ignore the disinformation, protect yourself and your families, and take the damn shot.
Yeah, Nicole, and honestly, this is what we probably need him to do many times a day, every day. You know how hard it is to get time for the president to actually address the American public and take questions. And the fact that he's doing this consistently and any chance he gets tells you just how serious the situation is. I think his message was spot on. I hope that it actually turns some hearts and minds, especially governors and political leaders. I think the most important thing for me to hear was he was very clear that the 7 states where governors or other people are getting in the way of schools being able to mask, or local cities putting back indoor masking ordinance, that is who I hope he can reach quickly, because those are the very same states where we're watching the rates literally shooting up like a straight arrow. So there's so much at stake, and I am ecstatic that vaccine rates are going up. Those vaccines today are not going to stop that peak and, that ascent we're seeing with cases today, unfortunately. So we still have several weeks to go. Hawaii just started schools today, and one of the mayors was so desperate that he actually wanted to postpone the opening of schools because they're seeing increases in cases as well. So we have a lot on the line here. There's so much that we need to get right, and I hope the president comes back to the podium as often as possible, prime time, daytime, during your show, anytime, so that we can keep hearing these messages. And I think it is important to address how scared vaccinated people are. I see it, Nicole. My fellow physicians, I'm scared. We got our shots and we are hearing about more breakthrough infections and how we're more vulnerable. I think we need a lot more honesty about what we know, but we also need some honesty, Nicole, about what we don't know. We didn't think we'd be here right now. We did not. And we have to admit that this virus is outsmarting us, and we need to just be honest about that, but not be scared. Just be honest. We're keeping our visors on. We're trying to watch for what we don't know, but we can only do so much when it's a novel virus and a never been seen before pandemic.
I mean, let me just press you on that. His message to vaccinated Americans is you're going to be all right. Even if you get a breakthrough infection, you're not going to get sick. I mean, is that anxiety? And anecdotally, I hear it too. But is that misplaced? I mean, is that irrational if you're vaccinated and you live in a highly vaccinated? I think my zip code in New York is up in the 80%. I mean, is it rational for me to have my sort of March 2020 anxiety levels right now?
Yeah, so look, I think everything is rational when it comes to individual anxiety, because we're all reacting from a bit of base fear. That's just who we are as humans. But what I think is irrational, what I hope the president has to project confidence, and he is confident in our vaccines, but you can be confident in our vaccines and that you won't die if you're vaccinated. But then also say, and look, people, we're watching these breakthrough infections. They are incredibly rare. And he did allude to that, Nicole. He said, look, if you've got symptoms, get checked out. So, but I think we also need to be clear about what Americans are scared of. And we're all hearing stories about a friend who got a breakthrough infection, and it actually was pretty bad, and they're getting sick. Yeah. And even I bet all of us on this panel have one of those or more examples. And that's what we need to be real about and say, it is possible, Nicole, the president needs to say, it is possible that we will have a variant if we can't get vaccination levels up that escapes our immunity and really poses a threat to all of us who are vaccinated. So we've got to do our part, that wall of defense. And I do think that's going to be a little bit more honest messaging to the American public, because that's what's happening.
I had never seen her express that kind of concern. And at the end, especially where she is making it clear. I mean, most of the doctors weren't, they were saying, yeah, we could get mutations, but she's putting out there something, and the person that triggered me to go ahead and play this right now is Jessica Taylor, because when she puts out, new Delta Plus variant is on its way now. Concern. Yeah, we better be concerned. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel, and number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.